Hey, George DeJohn and Dr. Jeremy Webster. We're talking about heart health today. What we're trying to get across is we're not going to recommend being on a treadmill for an hour or running a marathon. It's much more involved than that, and you have to take it from different angles. What is it that people need to know, first of all, since it seems to be so much in the news all of the time about cholesterol-lowering drugs, and just cholesterol in general?
Well, great point, George. Cholesterol probably is the first place we need to start when we start talking about heart health, because it seems like the media and even the medical profession seems that cholesterol is this end-all thing that, as far as cardiovascular health is concerned. They think just lower cholesterol a little, you'll get a little improvement. Well, that doesn't seem to work. Let's just lower it more and more and more. They think by eventually lowering cholesterol to these extremely low levels, eventually will whip heart disease. And that doesn't seem to be the case. There's a lot of reasons for this. Cholesterol is anti-inflammatory. Cholesterol is an antioxidant that your body uses. But more important than that, cholesterol is the molecule that repairs the damage in your arterial system or your cardiovascular system. So if you have something that's doing damage to your heart or your arteries or your veins, your liver will release cholesterol to patch up and repair that damage. The fact that you sometimes have high cholesterol and heart disease related is because cholesterol is trying to fix the damage. It's not the bad guy. It's the inflammation and some of these other things. Too much free radicals, not enough antioxidants in your diet that's actually leading to the damage. Cholesterol is just there trying to fix those problems.
So other things that can help fix the problems or can assist would be certain really targeted healthy nutrients, and some of those nutrients we've all heard of, CoQ10 and carnitine and stuff. So give us the reasons behind those nutrients, why they're important for us.
Great point, George. Nutrients are very important to the body. That's how our body works, in fact. You mentioned CoQ10. Interesting, because when you take a cholesterol-lowering drug like Lipitor, Crestor, some of these others, you deplete yourself of CoQ10. Well, you say, what does that matter? If my cholesterol is low, then I have low heart risk, right? Not true, because you can lower your CoQ10 levels. CoQ10 is responsible for making energy, not only in the brain, not only in muscles, but in your heart. So if you can't make enough energy in your heart can lose its ability to pump. In fact, cholesterol-lowering drugs have been linked to things like congestive heart failure. The heart basically wears itself out because it doesn't have the CoQ10 to pump anymore.
And other nutrients would be what?
Carnitine is one that I love. Anybody with cardiovascular problems or energy production problems. See, what carnitine does is it's the molecule, or the nutrient I should say, that shuttles fat from the blood into the energy component of the cell, which is the mitochondria. Now, if you don't have enough carnitine in your system, you can't burn that fat out of your blood. It just won't happen. So, by getting the carnitine levels up, our heart, which loves to burn fat, can have all this fat and triglycerides to burn for energy. So your heart will be much more efficient at pumping if it has good carnitine levels.
Now, we all know other ways of burning fat are exercise, but what you may not know is that there's a certain type of exercise that will help you to attain your goal in a shorter period of time, and that would be
burst training.
Burst training. It's been around since 1995. Look at the studies on burst training. It's one of the most effective and healthy training routines that I've ever seen. It is intense, so you will have to clear this with your doctor. It will take you past any limiting goals that you've had in your fitness level, but you talk about burning fat. Talk about burst training and try to keep it brief if you can.
Okay. First of all, let's say you do an hour worth of aerobic training, George. Well, you're burning fat for that full hour, but as soon as you stop, when I say aerobic, I'm talking about walking on the treadmill or slowly riding a bike or walking. You burn fat for that entire time, but as soon as you stop, your metabolic rate goes down to normal real quickly within a couple hours. Well, when you do burst training, your metabolic rate stays elevated for more than 16 hours. So you will burn fat throughout the entire day at a much greater rate by doing burst training than you would if you did aerobic training. Now, this is important because the type of fat you're burning is that fat that's in your blood. It's that triglyceride. It's exactly what your body needs to get rid of. So you're burning the fat, you're also burning the sugar out of your blood. So it's very good for diabetics or pre-diabetics or anybody who wants to lose weight effectively.
So how's that video for heart health? That's a whole plethora of information that you can use right away and get your health under control. It's been Dr. Jeremy Webster and George DeJohn for Heart Health.